Canada won't let you in right now.
You have no idea how it's easy to get into Canada from
All
where
right.
I
It is
live.
actually really easy to get into Canada.
Let me
We literally,
move
we
over
literally
here.
got.
Just 1 second. I think everything's good. I've got the right room. Everything's fine.
God, I hate that person so much. You're sexist! I'm a woman! The fuck?
I would have just went, back to the kitchen jokes.
Okay.
Wow, a well-known quote is like fucking offended you. Good job. You're sure a special snowflake.
Just a sec. I want to make sure I tweet this out.
Hey, Gilded.
Hey,
Hey, so things have gone sideways.
I had to set up my headset because I was watching I was watching BNA because of you guys.
Oh, yay! Oh, Gilded, we're gonna have so much fun talking. I love you. We only finished, what, episode 6? So.
Oh, that's the one I'm on now.
Oh, nice. Yeah, we stopped there. Episode 5 kind of sucked.
What is this?
BNA, it's like a furry anime that just came
Alright,
out.
so for everybody who just joined, this is FNGR, joined by Rouge, Gilded Dash, and as well as Rabbit, and we ended up talking, or trying to talk to, the girl who brought forth that giant Imgur link, which disappeared miraculously. I just kind of feel like there's going to be some accusations coming down the line, so let's start it where this started to go wrong. Let's see here. So this is from today at 5:48. I can't hear you. I'll rejoin. All right. Now I can hear you. By the way, this person originally had to break because they got off of work and they just are now bolted. Now they're off. Laughed my ass off. Was someone causing trouble? I do know posting nudity is against the rules. They're referring to Imgur. I'm just going to skim ahead here. How I literally showed you she's in high school and underage. They did. They showed that the girl was in 11th grade, but they didn't show that Mando Pony knew that this girl was. Either knew that she was underage or that they were in high school. We just kept trying to get clarification on that. She's probably going to talk to you directly. That never happened. Ruza was here. They are the head of the ZPD, as well as Rouge, when this woman joined the call. And what was her
As well as Brony,
Yeah.
but he's not here.
What was the exact words that she said? More or less.
There was talking in the background about some place. I'm not gonna dox and say where.
Okay.
She responded, and we let her know, hey, you're unmuted. We can hear everything that just happened. And, like, stated what we heard. And she went, oh shit. And just kind of freaked out a little bit. I think what else did she say to us, Ruza? I think she, like, said hi and stuff.
Yeah, I thought she said she had to go real quick. I can't get involved in this. Was that it?
Well, I can't remember exactly, but I remember they said, I can't believe I'm doing this, or some basic teenager thing, teenager would say.
I remember because I was there.
Okay.
Alright, Gilded.
Am I getting accused of something too?
I just
'Cause
assumed,
I've been-
yeah. Somebody's like, "Oh, you're defending." I thought I maybe not. I'm just making sure in case somebody tries to say you're just like Mando Pony or you're defending predators or da 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 da. I'm like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna put my cards on the table.
So
Yeah, I've been the nicest one throughout all this. I was like trying to calmly talk to him, not really say anything. I was just like, hey, sent you a friend request, can we DM? It was just mostly quiet. Yeah.
But no, when she came in, once she realized that she was not muted, she talked to us a little bit. It was just a lot of whatever that was BS. But towards the end, right before she left, it was, oh hey, she's like, what am I doing? What is my life? I've got to go. Bye, and then hung up.
I would say realize is a bit inaccurate since when you guys asked her, she directed that she knew she was unmuted.
Well, it depends because like she said she knew, but maybe she didn't. You know how sometimes people want to just pretend like they knew something when they didn't.
Yeah, but it's better not to assume.
Yeah. No, I remember one of the things she did say was that she never said her mic didn't work.
Yeah, I didn't hear that was ever an accusation about the mic not
Yeah.
working. I understand that they had work, but she kept also like tapping us on the shoulder. Me and my girlfriend were having date night. They said they went off to work. We left them alone, and they kind of kept messaging me.
And so we said, "Are you free?" so we could get it handled. So off date night to come handle it. And within like less than 5 minutes of being in call, they were like, "Gotta go back to work, bye." And we're like, "This could have just waited until after, dude." Like, to keep stealing like a few minutes of time to not be able to have a full discussion is kind of pointless.
So as I understand it, they're like saying fucking things instead of you tweeting about things I didn't say. So we've had Ruza, Gilded, and Rouge authenticate what they said in voice call. I wasn't there, but I do trust Ruza, Rouge, and Gilded. I don't believe that these three people would get together just to misrepresent someone in a minor way. Question mark? I don't. What would be the payoff? Did you guys know? Yeah, I don't.
I was putting tape strips up on my wall to paint, and me, Brony, Gilded, Riza, we were all just in here chilling, hanging out, like, as friends. We weren't even doing anything. We'd been in call for like an hour or two.
Yeah, we're just bullshitting.
So I think this is where things are same with the fucking you instead of tweeting about things I didn't say. Rouge goes, I didn't tweet anything, so get off your high horse, you dumb bitch. It's true, Rouge wasn't saying anything. Having fun as a language. I mean, I don't, whatever. Rouge, fuck you, I don't gotta do shit. You don't need to insult me, you really don't. Okay, so again, having fun. You can feel free to reach out to Lily Orchid or Patrick Hart or any of the SJW pedo hunters out there that will be glad to hold your hand and just stroke you off and take without any evidence whatsoever. But I was going to go through it. I'm still willing to go through it if you want to have one of your friends or whatever fucking do this. You had some of your goofy people sitting there thinking, I didn't say these things. And I'm like, it's what I was told. You started it. You gotta take the heat. Stay out of my kitchen.
Stay out of the kitchen.
Yeah, okay. I'm a lady. I don't start fights. I finish them. No, you pretty much ran off. Great job with the sexism here. Stay out of the kitchen is an old saying. It's not inherently that. I'm a girl, you dumb bitch. Yes, Rouge is a girl. A woman.
You're sexist with that comment. I'm a woman. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I feel sorry for you, and I'm like, what? I don't even understand. She didn't set you up for that one. If Rouge would have said, I'm dating him, then I feel sorry for you would be an appropriate comeback. She said, I'm a girl, you dumb... How? Anyways... So I go, that's a lot of talking for being at work. I'm out of work, so you're ready. Absolutely not. I'm done with you after your friends here has insulted me. So if there's anything that I could show going nice, 1, 2, 3, in case this tries to be misrepresented, they claim that's a shirt. Yeah, I don't know. It looked a lot dirtier. That looks like PJs now. We tried reaching out to Mando Pony. Shelly D tried to reach out to Mando Pony's wife.
Yeah. So the things we were asking was like proof that Mando Pony knew she was underage. Originally, she told us she had proof that the girl in question had shown her that she was 17. However, what we were sent were her high school ID, which does not prove that Mando Pony knew. In fact, the only thing that could give some age is the fact that she said, I'm going to see a drag show, which, depending on the club that drag shows are hosted at, it's either 18 up or 21 up, if there's alcohol. And then she also told us that there's a 15-year-old involved, but she really couldn't show us anything of it because Mando made the kid delete it. There's also been claims in the imager that's now miraculously down that he basically is threatening people to keep quiet without any proof either. It's been a lot of like accusations without any sort of proof.
Yeah, I'm not saying that the proof doesn't exist. I'm saying we sure never got to see it. Look.
And it's unfair to make judgments and call him certain words and put certain accusations out against him without these. They're crucial to the selling point of it.
So I was looking up the TOS for Imager about the reporting thing, and it turns out Imager doesn't allow not safe for work, which means it getting reported and taken down is possible since there was a dick and an ass in the original Imager.
Okay.
It just also seems weird that, like, their Twitter was, what, now private, you said?
Yeah, well, I think
They
that...
didn't re-upload it to somewhere to get the proof still out there. They just kind of let it go down and went, oh, well.
They could have put it on a Google Doc. There's a couple... Archive, perhaps. Well, I don't know if Archive allows nudity.
I mean, when was it taken down is the question.
I don't know exactly. I just went to
Within the last 24 hours.
Yeah, I definitely saw that it was down when I went to go hand it off to Rouge, and I said, well, the pictures, more or less, minus the butt and the penis, aren't obviously on the stream.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be fair, if they have been working, it's kind of understandable that they aren't really able to immediately get another one up.
Yeah, and here's the whole thing. If the the accuser in question doesn't wish to deal with me, I'm sure Ruza will be able to patiently sit down with you. I like Ruza, but definitely they probably, as a trans woman, won't have any kind of phobia or what have you if you're trying to accuse me of.
This person kind of sounds like an attention whore.
Yeah, kinda.
Well, and like one of the speculation is we don't know if this person is the child in question, or sorry, quote unquote child in question.
I mean, yeah, I'm willing to talk with them. I have a lot of patience, so.
There's a lot of questions, and the more we tried to get proof, the more we would beat around the bush. Okay, well, where's the proof of her showing her age to Mando Pony? Here's her high school ID. That doesn't help us.
I feel like the main problem with that, though, is that she was more of a middleman, which is why I think we should cut the middleman out because, well, she was just getting the information from the kid. And that was kind of the problem, is that she didn't really have the information on hand. And she had to ask the kid, hey, can you give me this? Or, hey, this will be useful.
If he's a predator, he's a predator, but the reality of the situation is we need the facts, not, well, here's this 11th grade high school ID. Okay, well, that doesn't, like, prove the point you're trying to make. We get it, she's underage, but did he know she was underage? Did she lie and say that she was an adult? We don't know.
Well, here's my thing. Like, it's not even that we don't want to believe her. It's like we do. At least I want to believe her.
Sure.
But it's the fact is we can't just go after somebody with no evidence. That's not right to try and destroy somebody's life with no evidence that they did something wrong. So, I mean, all we're asking for is some concrete proof that shows, hey, he knew she was 17, or she at least told him she was 17, so that we could be like, hey, you knew, you fucked up.
Yeah. It just is amazing how much we were beat around the bush. We'd ask for one thing and would kind of get it, but like in a way that wasn't useful at all.
Yeah.
Perhaps this person has nothing and wants to actually start something.
Yeah, there's also proof that, like, we also have to take into consideration that, for all we know, we don't know for 100% for sure that this account is Mando Pony. It's been brought up by a few people that this could be an account made to cause backlash at Mando Pony or get him in trouble or whatever.
Well, there's another issue with that. Let's pretend that the chat logs are altered. I guess Mando would have to come forward and going, I pose nude all the time, and my missus is okay with that, and these weren't sent to a kid, and that's why he'd have to come up with some excuse why his pictures are floating around there. I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm saying that I better hear it. Said the same thing to Amos Shee when some kid's like, I've got penis pictures of his that he sent to me. I'm like, well, Amos, what do you got to say? Completely untrue. And he didn't have like an answer. He never like addressed that. So the fact that Mando's privated isn't exactly guilty, but I mean, he's got to come forward at some point in time and be like, this is why this is here.
My guess would be that he might be possibly trying to talk to a lawyer and get his ducks in a row before he makes his
Oh,
public statement.
Yeah, no. Like for example, when she brought up what's the guy who got freaking busted and managed to talk his way out of it later? Pro Jared. Pro Jared took like 8 months or whatever the hell it was to finally come forward and clean up his act. So I keep saying allegations about Mando Pony. I didn't know for a fact. I still don't know for a fact one way or another. I just have a feeling that this person's going to lash out blindly. I'm covering my ass. If someone would like to be added to this room where we could talk about what was said in here, I re-added back Having Fun ISK to the room.
Which I shot them a friend request. I'm still waiting for them to accept.
Yes.
Because I'm hoping at least I can go forward and investigate this.
Yeah. And Bruce is perfectly capable of covering this. Doing a great job.
Yeah.
Now for... Do you want in stream?
Who?
Oh, their male friend. It says Dal is a himbo. So I'm going to assume they identify as a guy if they go
You have
by...
had 3 super chats now, sweetheart.
Oh, sorry. All right, we'll go to those right now. Random pool guy, is there any evidence that Mando Pony and this person accused are connected in any way? What's the vendetta the lack of evidence is concerning? The person accusing, the one who basically came forward to talk to us, claimed, well, the way, judging by how he's interacted with me, but then didn't show any chat logs, specifically between them and Mando. So that's... And I felt like I asked about that. I have a little bit of a recording, but our text would have shown in that. I'll put that up later. What's phobia is this person in question suggesting?
By the way, hold on, before I continue, the person you were arguing with on Twitter, I believe they said they were also a victim of Mando. Andy, yeah.
Then they could come forward? Super Kid Gloves! What is the phobia this person's questioning is suggesting? I'm not entirely sure. Avatar Michiru. Just as I wanted to go to sleep. Either way, have fun. Oh, good night, Avatar. Or Michiru. So, I think we're all caught up on that. Did you, that or a day off of work? So, let's see. Drunken Andy.
No. For anybody out there that says like if you have been something happened with you between you and Mando and you're underage or something, you have proof of something, you can reach out to us. We're willing to listen. I mean, we just need something. We need some evidence. We can't go in baseless without proof. It doesn't work.
We can't just unfortunately take word, and it's not like we want to see any lewds or anything. We just want to make sure, like, the big thing is you saying your name to him and then anything inappropriate that might follow after knowing that. If you have you're stating your age, that is the most important solid proof you need.
Yeah. So
And you know,
Andy says their game. Go ahead.
and on top of that too, don't be a douche when you're reaching out, like this person, kind of was with Rouge.
I mean, did they just start being a dick, or was there always tension between Rouge and them?
I was getting
I
a little...
didn't have any issues.
I was getting a bit impatient. It's the point in time where they started bugging us when they were at work. We're like, I gotta go. And I'm like, okay, we're going to go do date night, which Rouge was very patient with me, having a time to talk to this person. I took them very seriously. I thought that it was somewhat urgent, but then when they said they had work, I went off to go busy myself.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm reading that. I'm reading what just got posted. That message that you linked, and I would like to say that so if you're planning to go to the police with evidence, I think it's better that you don't. I mean, I get that you want to get the word out, but it's probably better that you don't come to us if you're going to the police first. That way we don't mess up the police's investigation. Let the police do their job.
Yeah, you know
Not
what?
sure
I'll step out of the way for that. If you want to talk, we'll talk. If you don't want to, and you're like, hey, look, I'm doing this with the police, yada yada yada. I guess you're gonna have to make the right decision that you're gonna do. But I mean, I'm just reacting based off of this, and I kind of have a hunch that I don't know. I feel like some shades coming, and I'm just gonna say, hey, look, being transparent with the audience right now.
Hey, sweetheart, he said he sent you the friend request.
Okay. That could they tell him to message me? Oh wait, I'll have to go through friends and pending. Here, let me blank the screen. But I
Yeah.
But I mean,
It's a huge accusation, and before putting that on someone, we just want to know for sure that like it's legit.
And-
We have no issues going after someone for doing something wrong. It's just we've also the last few people especially have really given us an opportunity to step back and go, no, we really need to make sure we're vetting stuff more, because people will use the fact that we help people for their own selfish wants and desires, that they'll twist stories and whatnot.
and the other thing is like, you know, if the police don't do anything and you feel like something needs to be done and you have evidence, then yes, please feel free to come to us and we will help you as best we can. But you know, it's just yeah, if you're not open to share the evidence with random people and you want to share it with the police, then don't like try to get us to go after somebody without evidence, because it can't yeah, like Rouge just said, we can't do that. It's not fair to anyone.
Yeah, and there's certainly been people who've been very frustrated going, well, you don't like this person, so why won't you just go after them? It's because it ruins credibility. If we put out something that's misinformation, it ruins our credibility for the future, and people are going to think back and go, well, you guys messed up here, you didn't vet your information well enough, and you accused someone innocent of something very wrong.
I'm having trouble getting this person. Rouge, could you have them send them yours?
Yeah.
I'm dumb. I suck at Discord.
In essence, it only takes one. It only takes one mess up to screw up an entire streak of good things that they have done.
Yeah, we'd like to keep the average, high and low, and I'd rather not have another boner like the Spocker theory situation.
And I mean, on the point of credibility, the fact is if we ruin our credibility, then it makes it harder for us to hold back like certain key pieces, where we see information and the victim's like, well, I don't want to share this, and we just have to tell people, hey, we've seen it, but they don't want to share it. Well, if we start just throwing accusations out there, then people are just gonna not believe us anymore because of the fact that, well, you guys just throw stuff out there. So why should we believe you that there's evidence of it?
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, it just ends up hurting, other victims down the road.
I don't know if Dal is in chat or not, but I sent you a message on Twitter with my Discord because Anthony's struggling if you are.
Do you think when we first talked to him, though, we were probably, I don't want to say aggressive, but too skeptical about everything? Not their claims, just them in general. Like when they had their mic unmuted and they said they had to go, and everyone was like, not really. If you get what I mean.
I mean, if I was that way, then I'm more than willing to apologize. That wasn't my intent. I was just trying to, convey to them that we needed more concrete proof, especially that, we'd already went out there and with half baked evidence, and it wasn't, so we just needed something.
Oh, I see it
concrete.
now. They they put it in two different things. Let me blank the screen. Try and give another shot at it.
I mean, I feel like the over speculation probably led to a bit of aggression.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like when you said you thought it was their alt or something. Let's open chat to see it. Hold on. Unless is it still there?
Yeah, I got him. 1 second. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh yeah, you said it's pretty sure this is your alt.
Well, they were acting like, "Oh, you're making this up," and I'm like, "Why?" I tell more interesting lies other than blah blah blah. They joined the call and left briefly. I'm like, that's not even that damning.
Yeah.
No.
They could have easily just said my butt dialed for me while I was at work. Oh, hey, by the way. So this is Drunken Andy from Twitter. You were what's the term I'm looking for here? Ruza? What propositioned
Defending.
propositioned
Oh, okay.
by Mando Pony, is that correct?
I first off, I want to say I apologize for being as aggressive as I was on Twitter. It's been really rough, this situation, and seeing my friends treated like that made me feel very upset. So I very much apologize.
Oh, all right. You know what? I'll walk it back too. We were interested in getting the story here right, and I'll obviously have to do a video that is antagonistic and a bit more straightforward. This is the side channel, anyways, too.
So I wasn't one of the victims. I am very close with 3 of them. The other ones are new to me, but they're still friends of mine. And the one you were talking to is the closest friend of mine out of all of them.
Is she a victim because she?
So she wasn't in a relationship with him as the other 3-ish were. She was just put against him, or not against him, against the main girl, which is what this all kind of all started from. She was pitted against her by Andy, so she was just manipulated, groomed by him, and she just felt very uncomfortable during her time talking to him, and she has chat logs, and I have video of chat logs of them speaking together, and the way he would talk about the victim was not very good. It was very kind of dehumanizing.
I get
very
I get that too, but is there a scene where Mando, or it's Andy Stein, right? Is there any instance at any point in time where Mando acknowledges that the girls he is pursuing are 17, 16, 15, anything underneath 18?
Yes. It isn't posted on the account where all of these things are. It was in the original Imgur album that was reported.
We went through that thing up and down. We didn't see anything on there.
It doesn't explicitly mention her age. The original one mentions that she was in I'm gonna say band, because I don't want to say what she actually was in, because again, she talks about it a lot and she doesn't want to be identified through this.
Yeah, there was a lot of information. We actually streamed through the whole Imgur thing because it was out there. Ruser brought it to my attention. We went through all that. Band could mean college.
What you saw was edited, and she...
Oh, there was a... Okay.
Because the victim reached out to my friend and said, hey, you have my face in this, you have my high school name in this, you have my, quote, band name in this, and you have photos of me wearing my uniform for this, and photos of me and friends in this. That makes me uncomfortable. I want my name and my face attached to this.
Okay. Before Anthony goes, I sent you a friend request.
Oh, let me get that, sorry.
Okay, no problem. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. So, got that.
I'm gonna be honest, you're already a lot more helpful with information.
I understand. My friend, I love her very dearly. She just is very upset about this entire situation. And not being a victim or not having talked to him anywhere except for on timeline and things like that make it a lot easier for me to just stay calm and not emotionally attach myself to this. Because though I get worked up over my friends and coming to their defense, I don't have the same feelings of, you know, disgust and like, why won't you just believe me when these things happen to me, you know? So it's easier for me to just say it in a calm manner without like getting upset and getting frustrated and needing to take a step.
As super nicely as I can ask, if you could share any time where he's acknowledged their age. Other than that, we're going in circles.
I would have to reach out to my friend or the victim for that. Again, I don't know if they want, because the way he acknowledged it was, again, just through acknowledging her involvement in her high school activities. And I understand that there is banned in what she actually was in college, but, you know,
Is there any moment where he acknowledges that she's specifically in high school? That would go a great... It wouldn't necessarily be a lock, but it would be a lot more helpful. Because I think...
I'm not entirely sure. I really do apologize for not being entirely sure.
No, like I understand you just showed up here and you're playing catch up. There's a dumb back and forth, which I will admit I'm half guilty of here. There's also a little bit of frustration because I assumed when they were busy that they were just going to be busy. That's why we went off to go do other things, and tensions flared after that.
No, I completely... Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, see, here's the thing. Like, if you could, like, maybe show, like, Ruza, if you can get them to, like, show Ruza this information, and then, like, we can, like, blank out anything that can identify her in that, and just show that, and then we can show that, and then Ruza can be like, I've seen the whole thing, and this is what it said, you know, and I know what it says, and yes, it confirms what they're saying, but we're not going to give you any identifying information that would allow us to show that there is evidence without identifying anybody.
I get that. I completely get that. Again, I don't personally have it. Again, I have personally seen it because I've been in this situation from the very beginning. But that is something that I would have to reach out to her to get, which I can do that, but she isn't on currently.
Okay.
So
just that, or you said there are like 3 or 4 victims. If any of them have where they've stated their age, any of them to him, that would go miles.
Preferably the 15-year-old. That would be a lock.
Right, she is going through the process of recovering the messages through different sites. I'm not entirely informed on that, just because I haven't been entirely active in the Discord today.
Well, there's probably a YouTube video on how to get it through Snapchat back. Probably.
Well, they do Instagram, so...
Oh, whichever, sorry.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
So again, she is getting those messages, and once she has them, I can confidently say she will give them to you, or at least give them to the public, you know?
Okay.
And there aren't cases of him specifically, or at least publicly right now, there aren't cases of him acknowledging her age, but there is cases of him acknowledging both of them. Actually, hold on, sorry, as I was talking, I realized I might have a message.
Yeah, there is clearly a point where he is asking one or both of the girls for nudes that we saw in the Imgur, and I was like, well, even if she's 17, boom, that's CP. But it would mean so much if we just had the age. Go ahead, carry on.
I'm not sure if this message, because I believe this might have been edited out, but I'm not sure if this message specifically says her age or just that he understands that he shouldn't be talking to her. Let me see if I can get that. I apologize if...
Okay, no, take time.
No. Worst case, It's not what we need. Best case, it is what we need.
Yes, and you know what? If it's what we need, I am 100% sorry. You go back to your friends with your held hot high, and I look like a jackass. And you know what? That's fine. we just okay. I'll give you all the time you need.
Now,
Just oh, sorry.
no, go ahead. Go ahead, Rabbit.
I was gonna say, just understand that for them to be able to pursue anything, the main thing that they need is evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt.
Oh,
With
yeah.
a lot of,
And, sorry. I also do know that the police are involved in this situation. It isn't a matter of them, reaching out and contacting them anymore. They are involved. The victim has gotten multiple calls from the police station, LAPD and her local police. The person who you spoke to has been emailing back and forth with LAPD and recently filled out a form kind of informing them of who he is, what he looks like, any pets or children he has in the home, things like that. So they are involved in this situation, and they do have everything. I just know right now I don't have everything, but luckily she responded to me.
Okay. Real quick, I just want to say that it was never that we were trying not to believe your friend. It was just that we want to, but we need, the evidence.
No, I completely understand. I always try and take things from a very logical and unbiased situation. Like recently, one person that I looked very much up to was accused of sexual assault. Not not Andy, but a different person. So, that's a very situation that I'm staying very unbiased on until everything comes out about it. But I completely understand you. I know you weren't trying to be rude and you weren't trying to say they're wrong. You're just trying to say that you want to know everything possible about the situation.
Yes.
I'm messaging her right now. Sorry. When I can't multitask very well.
That's okay.
Anyway, I just sent her a message asking for the photos from the original Imgur with her, information, and I could send it to one of you once I get it from her.
I mean, I guess it's whoever you feel most comfortable sending it to.
Yeah, I believe I only have 2 of you, so I guess
I'm assuming Rouge and me.
Yeah, I'll just send it to either of you.
Sure.
Let me actually add you because you actually have Ruza. So
Yeah.
Here you go.
Okay, and accepted it. Thank you very much, and I appreciate you guys letting me come and actually speak about.
Oh no, we appreciate it. I was like, I'd love to get to the bottom of it until it turns into a he said, she said on Twitter. Nothing ever gets solved on Twitter.
No, yeah, again, I apologize for being very aggressive towards you guys and also that other person. I was really uncomfortable talking to that other person on Timeline because she blatantly had an 18+ account, and I am very much a minor.
Oh, monstrous. Oh, we're... I'm not going to throw them under the bus, but they're not a predator, I promise you. I'm 99.99 repeating positive that they're not a predator.
No,
right, guys?
I don't think they are.
100 for me.
Okay, excellent. Perfect. That's all I need to hear.
100 for me as well.
Excellent!
I didn't believe they were. I just,
No, it's good to be weary.
Yes.
Yeah, so I know I've already said this, but I really didn't mean to come off aggressive.
It's okay. Breathe. We're not upset with you. We weren't upset about that. You're okay. There's nothing to apologize for.
I'm just waiting on her to send a message back. I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing. I'm
You're okay. Yep, you're fine.
I've had this issue for a long time, so.
Look, we managed to get over. There was a child who was accosted by 3 different predators. When we reached out to them, their first response was to spam me and Rouge with gore. We managed to get over that. So anything that you've done is don't spam us with gore, please. But anything that you've done is okay. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Yes.
I keep talking a lot. I'm just trying to, because I've streamed and like that, and I know awkward silence is not great.
Well, that's why I do make, if things wind up taking too long, if it's possible, if I have the time, work depending, I'll try and make something a bit more condensed.
Yeah, I'm just. It's. God, what time is it for her right now?
It's 11:35 over here, so probably either 10 or 10 or midnight.
Yeah, she's a couple hours ahead of me, so I'm pretty sure it's close to midnight for her. So I'm gonna, even if I don't get them to you now, I promise I will get those screenshots and things to you as soon as I can, because I want people to know, everything they can, and I understand that you need to have confirmation that she did know, or that he did know she was underage, like.
Because minus the underage thing, you would have a musician cheating on his wife. I mean,
Yeah.
not a hard case to sell.
No, yeah.
Totally not a hard case. Not that I'm not saying it's impossible for him to explain that part away, but he'd have to do a lot of legwork, which. One of my super chats, Ouija Silverstar. This all boils down to Mando Pony being a cheater or a child chaser. Either way, he's royally screwed. One you could bounce back from a bit easier than the other.
Yeah, but regardless, I think that no matter what, this is it would be 100% hard for him to get past, and I'm very fortunate to have been on the side of this that I am, and have been so close and with the victims, and kind of just been here from the very beginning. Like I said, the person that you spoke to is one of my very close friends, so I was there when she started talking to him, and when she completely went from he's amazing, he's super great, this person's horrible, lying really bad to him, to so actually she was the one in trouble. It took me quite a bit to truly believe that, but when I saw the original Imgur, I was like, oh, okay, maybe this person's actually hurt and not in a good situation.
Well, considering a relationship went sideways and there's a married couple and somebody else is the third party, that hurt goes without saying, but that hurt doesn't equal predator necessarily.
No, I completely understand. Again, if I didn't personally know her, and if I didn't see everything that I know and have seen, then I would be a little maybe he didn't know, but
okay,
even just through things that aren't there, that are just in public knowledge, or not public knowledge, but there have been things that she's posted, on Twitter.
Can I call you Andy?
What?
Wait, what would you like to be called?
Oh, you can call me Dal.
Dal?
My username. So
Dal, I've had to turn in friends. So I would be delighted and have no problem turning in Mando. I can't stress that enough. I not giving this person any kind of walk. But again, if anything, we've been going a while here, and I'm not trying to rush you up here. You're going to need more time to come across the evidence? ?
I'm hoping not, because they did just message our group. But
No.
I probably should let you continue your stream and then message one of you when I get said evidence.
We're probably gonna wrap up soon. If
Yeah.
there's nothing forthcoming, then we can come back to it again. Hopefully there's the evidence will be a bit more forthcoming. I could tell. Yeah.
Actually, I have one thing I'd like to add. If for proof, if you can, if so, it would help if maybe you could just show if like they had a tweet from that time where they mention their age or something at the during that time frame. That would actually help too, because I mean, if nothing else, we can be like, hey, you weren't paying attention to, you didn't even bother to look at basic information at this person you were with. I mean.
No, yeah, and he did follow her at the time, and
Yeah, so if you can show some interaction with her Twitter and the fact that she tweeted something at that time that mentioned, suggests her age, that would be helpful. I mean,
yeah, I'm asking them for that. They have the screenshots and are sending them over, but I have been talking for a while, and it has been almost an hour that we've been doing this, and you have lives, and your audience.
Oh no! If it's readily forthcoming, I mean, I could wait a little bit more, but I don't know. Like, is it going to be a little bit more or a lot more time?
Oh! Before I could even say, do you have tweets where she talked about her age? They, in all caps, said, "Oh yeah," and I do have tweets where they talked about their age.
That's all we've been looking for this whole time, is something that we can associate with him knowing her age. That's all we want.
Yeah, where he knew. Yes, specifically.
Oh, well. I'm looking at, there's an account that has the thread of the Imgur. Obviously, everything is very censored.
We don't want anything illegal, please.
Oh, no, there's nothing of her. It's just
okay.
Of him. God.
No butt, no penis. We're streaming.
Yeah, no. It's all very much censored.
Send that to Rouge first, maybe, so they can make sure that it's YouTube safe.
Oh man.
Another penis.
Yeah.
We
Anthony, I already have a folder.
Oh, that's. You should meet that. We were investigating one guy after like having a serious talk with him that he was going to clean up his act. The same day, Rouge made a side account to make sure he got a penis picture in less than 5 minutes or some shit like that.
About like 3 or 4.
Yeah, it was quick on the draw. There's some really weirdos in this fandom.
And I never got unsolicited dick pics until I started predator hunting.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Could have gone my whole life.
So, I could never get into the thing that you guys are in because I couldn't handle things like that. Also, Rouge, I am sending you tweets, and
I'm looking at you, Anthony. You best buy me food later.
I will.
Hey.
Bruce, you're so easily bought.
Damn it, Rabbit.
And there is, I again don't know if any of you were told the account name where all of the threads and things are posted. The only person that I would think of is, I don't know how to pronounce your username, but you're the one I talked to on Twitter.
So
Hello.
this is about pretty much they're all stuff we've seen before. Unfortunately, it's the high school ID, her ID with everything blocked out except really the birthday and first initial. It's the D&D and 18 one that you sent me so you wouldn't lose Anthony, and the one that followed about them commenting they had to wait until they were 18.
I can ask for the color guard one or the band ones as well.
Ben wouldn't necessarily mean not in college.
No, I know, but again, like
I was also told he started talking to her, what was it, April of 2019, and so these are the previous year.
no, I know, and I wasn't following her at the time, but he was indeed following her at the time, and she had talked. I'm trying to remember if this was in the original one. She had talked about her birthday in a group Discord server that they were in that she had created, but that one was deleted, and that sucks for us and you because you were trying to see the evidence
Yes.
and removed. But I can ask for the color guard ones and send that to you off stream so you can carry about your lives, and we can come back to this at a different time or day.
I mean, if he knew, if like he hadn't gotten into the relationship, at worst case scenario, you could make an argument for him orbiting her potentially, which that isn't. I'm I'm against orbiting. That's why I went after Flufflepuff, but it's not necessarily illegal if that's all he did.
Well, I mean, see, he didn't. Something that you aren't going to see, I'm very sorry, is her photos that she sent him.
I don't want her nude photos at all. Like,
No, none of us want that.
no, thank you.
And
Yeah.
they are things that
There
were sent.
certainly appears that there's the language that no photos were sent, and if we could prove at some point in time,
And
we have run into lots and lots of predators who have said, you know, oh boy, you're what age, and
Yeah.
there was even a relationship between a 21-year-old and a 17-year-old. Why, you know, Romeo and Juliet laws, that's legal, but the sending of the photos, we had a strong talk with the 21-year-old and said, hey, look, I don't think you're a predator, but there's no future in that. You might want to stop. Mando's 30. I'd be glad to give him a hell of a lot more trouble than that.
The were sent is
You're glitching a bit.
sorry, I have the worst Wi-Fi.
Oh, we cleared up there.
There are like obviously not her photos anymore, but there is evidence that she did send them, and things that have been completely blocked out that were from her, and then him responding very much leads you to believe that that was not a safe for work photo.
No, I got that. One of my super chats here, Blinky Iris, says, so question, because I was late to the party, did you guys confirm that the Andy dude in the screen caps was Mando Pony? I haven't heard anyone dispute whether that was what was his last name again? Andy what?
Andy
Stein.
Andy Stein. I think it did look similar enough to him. If someone could prove that entirely not to be, I guess we'd have to apologize immediately.
I mean, it had.
Sheldon, we've offered you to come into the call if you would like to apply pressure, but this person is a friend of the victims. I'm not sure that would be
They're
very
also
effective.
a minor.
Yeah. How minor are you, by the by?
I am 16.
Okay.
16 about 2-3 months ago.
Okay.
So rather minor.
Well, is it likely that any of the alleged victims, yes, I didn't want to say plaintiffs, since we're not quite at that stage yet, the alleged victims would potentially feel comfortable talking, and maybe we've been getting a lot of secondhand information, unfortunately.
No, I totally get that, and again, I feel like one of them would be more open to it, the younger one. The reason that the 17-year-old is not very open to it is because Andy has her address and he has doxed her in the past, and there is screen caps of him doxing her. So she's very afraid of that, and she came out to people about this before and was attacked for this. This isn't the first time she's tried to come forward about this. So
I have a question. If there's proof that he's doxed her, did he dox her while she was still underage? Was she still under 18?
no, no.
I'd be still interested to find out if our dear Mando pony was out doxing his exes. That's certainly interesting. I'd understand why she wouldn't want to share her address with a bunch of random weirdos, but if there's a way that we could kind of...
Yeah, I can totally get you the screenshot of him sending her address to people. The screenshot I have is of him sending the address completely unprompted to the girl that he spoke to. Not her asking for it or anything like that, just him giving her address. And she wasn't a minor when when he gave out her address, but
yeah,
she was...
This is just the weird situation we went through of the Imgur that we went through. We didn't find anything all that sinister in there, and I was like, if this is Andy at his absolute worst, yeah.
What's it called? A Google Doc with a lot of the person you spoke to and Andy's conversation, including him doxing the other girl. But it does say the identity of the victim, who is trying to remain private. So that's not something that I'd like you guys to post.
No, I got that. Well, and again, if you'd like to maybe run that by Rouge or Rouge, if you don't want to trust me, that's fine. I don't want... Go ahead.
If you're going to send the sort of, I guess, docs, I'm going to do it like this. Censor out everything but the state, because that will give me as least information while also still proving it's an address.
Yeah, I like that too. That's good.
Yeah, let me real quick grab...
Because I can't do anything with just a state. It gives me nothing.
Yes. Especially if they have a big old honking state like Texas.
I sent myself a couple of the Imgur albums of him talking, or of them talking, so let me real quick pull up... Oh no, wrong Google Doc.
Yeah. Shelly D is really driving home the point of how do we know these accounts are his?
Well, because, for one, the Discord, there is a video. I'd have to go and get it. It's on her Instagram, the one you spoke to's Instagram, of her clicking through the Discord, and a lot of people at the beginning were saying, you fake those messages, that isn't his account. So she showed that their mutual friend is Anna Prosser, which is someone who does a lot of D&D things with Andy's ex-boring buddy.
Is there maybe someone on Andy's side, a friend who might be less friendly, that might be along to be like, okay, some of these things like match up? Because it's just my experience in the Bernie fandom. People are usually connected, and sometimes you might be able to find someone who's a bit more earnest, who can either authenticate or disprove one way or another. But in the meantime, I guess we'll have to follow up on this later, ?
Yeah, I'll go through the Google Doc and send you the edited versions of the screenshots, Rouge. I will just censor her name and censor most of her address except for the state.
Yeah, get the zip code too, because the zip code will narrow it down too much.
Alright.
I think I missed a couple of White Nova says, how do you know if ID and the victim are the same or real and not go off from the internet? I had the same had this person ever even showed themselves to verify? Just asking. From what I understand from the Imgur, he had popped into the call on video with them, right?
Yeah, he was in multiple Discord calls. Also, she would call him very frequently. And I have screenshots way back in mine and the person you spoke to's chat of her being very upset that she didn't get to call him that day, even though he promised that after their last call that he would call her again. So they spoke very regular, and there is also photos of them talking on his old Instagram and his current Instagram. So it is I understand why people are like they might be fake, but there is, she did call him, and there were multiple other people who were in said Discord calls when they were in the server together.
When you said you had
Well, wait.
messages,
You said multiple other people in the Discord, right? Any bronies of note that we might be able to reach out to?
No, most of them are fans of his ex-touring buddy. Not a lot of them are directly fans of him from that time. They just became fans of him from his involvement with said person.
Alright, so what I was asking is that you said that there were messages between the victim and him on his verified Instagram account?
He isn't verified, but it is his.
Everyone knows it's this particular one is his.
Yes, on his Andy Stein music.
Yeah, if you have that's a huge piece of yes, this is him.
Yeah, let me
just the message, any sort of those sort of messages between them and that account.
And then there's also his old Instagram, which they spoke on, that I can prove was his old Instagram. It was Mando Pony, and now he goes under the thing of Andy Stein. And the Mando Pony account that has been completely removed except for one photo on July 6th, 2018. The caption is, "Old account, follow me at Andy Stein Music." It's a selfie of him, and the @ takes you to his music account, which was started around the same time. Well, a little earlier than that, but still. So yeah, I'll get you those screenshots, and I'll get you the ones with his new account, and just all.
Are we good to call it a wrap here? Or?
I would like to address one thing.
Go ahead.
So a couple people in chat are, keep going on about the account and everything, and I know we're just working on verifying that, but I would like to point out that first and foremost, we're trying to establish the crime. We need the evidence of the crime that was committed, or the accusations. We want to prove those, and then we will, and we've reached out, and people have reached out to Mando to let him deny it if he wants, and then we're working on getting the proof of it's him. But the most important thing is first to prove the wrongdoing before we, that's the most important piece of information we need.
Mm-hmm.
And Shelly, if you have a problem with me, you can come in the chat. Come talk to me. Don't be a bitch and hide in chat.
Are you at work, Sheldon?
Oh, he was in call in Senate.
Yeah, he said he had to go. I forget why.
Oh.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe he's busy at work and just listening to the stream.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm ready to just compile everything I have from the doc and send it.
So that'll be later though, or now is what I'm asking.
Yeah, that'll be. I mean, I have everything. I just have to go and make sure that she, doesn't get doxxed again.
Yeah.
No,
So later, you're good to
Okay.
end, Anthony.
All right, thank you. Godspeed, everyone. I'm sorry that we weren't able to come to complete fruition here.